Hi student, I am Dr. D.S. Taure. Now I share the screen of today's lecture in front of you. Please wait. Welcome to the 27th lecture of course number Path 354 Diseases of Field and Horticultural Crops and their Management. Today we discuss about the diseases of the tomato. So in tomato, the fungal bacterial diseases are seen, that is early blight, late blight, wilt, damping off. So this is the food disease majorly seen in the tomato due to the fungal pathogens and remaining leaf curl and mosaic disease caused by the viral pathogens in also the tomato crops. Okay, so see one by one. So first of all, we see these early blight of tomato. So this is the most common disease seen in the tomato crops, and this disease generally seen in the field as well as on the post harvest stages in the tomato fruit also. Okay, so now this is an important and widely distributed disease in all the tomato growing tracts of India and in also Maharashtra. So economic loss is generally seen in tomato crop due to the early blight pathogens, that is near about 20 to 50%. Okay, so this is the symptom generally develop. Okay, means this fungal pathogen infect and produce the symptoms on the leaf portion, stem portion, twigs portion, and also the fruit portions. Okay, means initially symptoms generally develop on the lower side of the leaf on the tomato plants. Okay, means initially just small brown to black color lesions or spots generally seen. Okay, so you see these small brown to black spots generally seen on this infected leaf. So these spots become enlarges and to form the circular to irregular brown to black, brown to dark brown in colors. Okay, so these more concentric or more targeted spots generally seen on this leaf. Means in advanced stage of this infection or in most favorable condition, these concentric dark brown to brown spots spread irregularly on this leaf portion. Okay, means these affected regions become necrotic and maximum area of the leaf get infected by this fungus and showing the blight appearance. Okay, means in severely infection, this infected leaf generally defoliated from this infected veins or infected tomato plants. Okay, so this is the infection generally seen on the leaf portion. Then this fungus also be seen and appears the symptoms on the stem portions. Okay, means same, that is a small dark brown to black sunken lesions seen on this developing twigs or branches or maybe seen on the stem portions. So these brownish lesions or concentric brownish lesions is girdle around these infected parts of the twigs or branches or main stems. So that's why these lesions generally spread in the upward direction and downward direction on the infected plant parts. Okay, means in heavy infection of this fungus, these infected wings may be break down from this point of infection because these lesions is already girdle around this point of infection. Okay, then this fungus also be attacked to these green fruits as well as the fully mature fruits. Okay, means on the surface of the developing fruits, the small brownish to black circular sunken lesions generally develop, and these lesions is uh, girdle or these lesions is spread to the entire surface of these tomato fruits. Means in last stage of the infection, uh, these brownish lesions become black in color with producing the fungal mass. Okay, so this fungal mass may be seen on the sunken lesions. Okay, so in advanced condition, these fruits is become discolored or maybe soft rot pathogen infect to these fruits, and this fruit is totally rotted. Okay, so this is the infection generally seen on the tomato leaf, stem or branches and fruits due to the fungus. And this fungus is known as the Alternaria solani. Okay, so this is the more concentric or zonal circular brownish spots generally seen on the leaf portions. Okay, so this is the sunken blackish lesions is generally seen on the tomato fruits. Okay, then this Alternaria solani fungus develop the mycelia, and this mycelia is always septed, generally light brown in color. So this mycelia develop the conidiophore and conidia. So at the tip of the conidiophore, this type of the conidia generally produce. Means this conidia generally produce in chain pattern on the tip of the conidiophore, and this conidia generally obclavate or muriform with 5 to 10 transverse septa and few longitudinal septa. Transverse septa generally lies in the horizontal manner and longitudinal septa generally lies. So you see this longitudinal septa means vertically septa is present in longitudinal septa. So generally only few means one or two longitudinal septa and 5 to 10 transverse septa generally seen in a single conidia. So such type of the muriform like conidia is produced at the tip of the conidiophore. Okay, so this is the disease cycle of this Alternaria solani. Means this infected plant part debris in the soils. Okay, means this fungus become germinate and to produce the initial infection to these germinating younger seedlings. So that's why this seedlings is totally collapse. Okay, or these infected fruits having the seeds, and these seeds generally used for sowing purpose. So 100% this is produced. Means already this conidia and conidiophore means brownish to blackish lesions is seen on the leaf portion or fruit portion or stem portion. So this conidia is spread through wind or air currents and directly fall on this healthy one leaf. So this healthy one leaf become infective. So in this way, complete the disease cycle of this Alternaria solani. Okay. Then last one, management points. That is plant debris from this previous crop should be collected and burn it. Then collect the infected plant parts. Then sow the seeds or collect the seeds from disease-free fruits. Okay, or these seeds generally treated with carbon enzyme or means carbon enzyme means babistin or organomercurial compound at the rate of 2 to 3 gram per kg of seeds. So in this way you can protect the seed. Then crop rotation at least 3 to 4 years with non-solanaceous crop. Then properly apply the fertilizer dose, that is a NPK. Then use drip irrigation instead of the overhead irrigation system to keep the foliar dries. Then nursery areas Means protect the seedlings from nursery bed areas by applying coproxychlorides or mancozeb or zynab. Okay, then field application, that is spraying the crop with coproxychloride 0.3%, zynab 0.2%, mancozeb 0.25% or 2 means this fungicide generally applied 2 to 3 weeks after the transplanting, followed by second, third, fourth spraying at an interval of the 10 to 15 days. So in this way you can control and eradicate the fungus present in the tomato crops. Okay, then second most important disease, that is the lead blight disease. So this lead blight disease is one of the most destructive disease seen in tomato worldwide, causing the significantly economic losses annually or yearly. So this is the commonly found in the all the tomato growing tracts of the India. Okay, so this unprotected tomato field can suffer yield losses reaching up to the 60 to 70%. Okay, so this is the symptom generally develop on the leaf, then shoots, then tendrils, then branches or stem, and also the fruits. Means this fungus affect the leaf, stem, and fruits also. Means initially pale green circular, pale green irregular spots generally seen on the leaf, and these pale green spots generally seen on the tip as well as the margin of this leaf. Means initially this infection start from this point, margin of this leaf, or from this point, tip of from the leaf. Okay, means this pathogens generally spread to this leaf. Okay, means in moist conditions these pale green irregular spots enlarges and to cover this maximum surface of this leaf. Okay, and this leaf become necrotic with dark brown to black in colors. Okay, then see this infected leaf at the lower sides. Okay, means on the lower side of this leaf white cottony growth fungus generally seen or appears around the dead tissues. Okay, means on the upper side of this leaf, just necrotic areas are seen, and corresponding lower side of this leaf, whitish cottony growth are seen. Okay, so in this way, maximum leaf produced from affected tomato plants to be infected and defoliated from these plants. Okay, then these lesions also be appears on the petiole portion as well as the stem portions. Okay, so dark brown or somewhat initially water soaked brownish spots generally seen on the petiole as well as the stem portions. So these water soaked spots become enlarged and to dark brown in colors. Okay, so this dark brown lesions is girdle around the twigs portion as well as the petiole portion and also the main stems. Okay, and this fungus most prominently seen on the fruit portions. Okay, means initially infection seen on the green fruits, and these green fruits become dark olivaceous uh, gray in color. Okay, means initially dark olivaceous uh, grayish spots generally formed on the surface of the fruits. Okay, means after the few days this outer surface of the green fruits become infected and showing the maximum tissue are rotted. So in this way, this fungus also goes deeply to the inner side of these fruits. So these inner tissues inside these infected fruits become fleshy in nature, and these fleshy materials could be infected and discolored. Okay, means maybe soft rot pathogens generally infect, and this fruits is totally rotted. So in this way, this fungus generally infect the leaves, stems, wings, or branches, and also the fruits. Okay, so this is the infection generally seen on the younger twigs and showing the whitish mass. And this is the green fruit generally infect. Okay, so on the lower side of the leaf, these whitish mass are seen, and upper side just concentric zonal brownish lesions are seen. Okay, then causal organism, that is a Phytophthora infestans. So these Phytophthora infestans pathogens reproduced by two methods. One is the sexual as well as the asexual. Already in Phytophthora causing diseases. Okay, so already we see the disease cycle about the Phytophthora in a previous lecture, that is Phytophthora causing diseases in field crops. Okay, so this is the infected mycelium and hypa generally reproduced by sexual method, means male and female gamete fuse to each other and finally produce the oospores. Okay, and these oospores germinate under the favorable conditions and again to form the sporangiophore. Okay, and this sporangium containing these zoospores directly infect to the healthy one plants. So in this way, primary infection takes place through the oospore or infected plant part deposits in the soil, and secondary infection through these zoospores produced in these sporangium fruiting bodies, and these biflagellate zoospores directly germinate and infect with the healthy one plant. So in this way, spread the disease from infected plot to the healthy plot, or infected plant to the healthy plants through sporangium, and zoospores spread through moisture or irrigation waters, etc. Okay. Then last one, that is control measures against the lead blight disease. That is first one, avoid cultivation of potato near to the tomato crop, because these lead blight disease is also seen in the potato. Means this Phytophthora infestans fungus infect to the tomato as well as the potato. Okay, so that's why avoid the cultivation of the potato near to the tomato crop. Then follow crop rotation and avoid solanaceous crops like potato in a rotation. Then improve drainage of the field and keep the field free from weeds. Then use the disease free seeds as well as the seedlings for raising purpose. Then collect and destroy the infected plant part regularly. And this infection already seen in the tomato field. So immediately you can apply the protective sprays, that is a mancozeb followed by Ridomil at critical stage of disease appearance. And this fungicide apply repeatedly the spray at 7 to 10 days interval. So in this way you can avoid the lead blight infection. Okay. Then third most important disease, that is a bug eye rot. So this was first described from California on green tomato fruits. Okay, so now this is a more prevalent disease in many parts of the world as well as in India. So this disease is a very serious disease in Himachal Pradesh, Maharashtra, Jammu Kashmir, and also the Uttarakhand. Okay, so this rot disease also be seen in bell pepper, brinjal, potato, and beans. Means this is the host range for this rot spots. Okay, so you see these photographs of the tomato fruits as well as the leaf of the tomato. So majorly infection generally seen on the fruits as compared to the leaf infection. So on the leaf, a small necrotic spot generally seen. Means circular brownish spots generally seen on the leaf portions. Okay, but the more infection generally seen on these fruits means infected fruits develop the bug eye symptoms, which consist of the pale brown spots having the uh, concentric ring. Means initially these pale brown concentric ring generally produced on the surface of the fruits. Okay, so these concentric rings, it just enlarges and to cover the most of the fruit surface. Okay, means the flesh or fleshy materials below the infected areas is also discolored, and discoloration may sometime also be reached inside the fruit core also. Means infected fruits also attack the several rotting pathogens. Okay, means these infected fruits is totally rotted. Okay, so sometimes this pathogen infect with the root and stem and develop these symptoms. But most prominently symptom generally seen on the green fruits of the tomato as compared to the leaf, stem and roots. Okay, so this is the symptom generally developed by the bug eye rot pathogens. Then causal organism Phytophthora nicotiana variety nicotiana. Okay, so this fungus is a accepted haline and develop the sporangiopore. Okay, so already we discussed about the Phytophthora life cycle. So this is the more concentric bug eye rot spots generally seen at the blossom end. So that's why this is known as the bug eye rot. Bug eye rot means the brownish, more concentric lesions or spot generally seen on the surface of the fruits at the blossom ends. So that's why these lesions looks like as a bug eye, so that's why these infected lesions become rhotids. Okay, so already we discussed about the life cycle of the Phytophthora. Means primary infection takes place through the spores and chlamydospore present in the infected plant parts, and secondary infection, that is finally develop the zoospore and sporangia through irrigation waters or rain flashes. So in this way, spread the disease from one plant to the another plants. Okay, then control measures, that is you can adopt the some cultural practices, that is a sanitation program, then destruction of the collateral host, crop rotation, then proper soil drainage, then use the disease-free seeds, then staking and removal of the lower leaf, foliage and fruits up to the 1 foot from the soil helps in reducing the build of the inoculum. Means majorly this infection seen on the basal side of the plants. So that's why on the number of the leaf infect from the basal side of the plant. So immediately remove this foliage, then application of the light irrigation and ensuring the optimum water use was means that this is the important in reducing the disease incidence. Then growing resistant and tolerant variety. Then stake the plant erect and remove the foliage and fruit up to the height of 15 to 20 centimeter to avoid the moist and stagnated air conditions, because these infections generally seen or start from the basal side of the leaf and just grows in the upward direction. So that's why you can properly maintain the canopy area. So that's why this plant adopt the intercultural operation, that is staking of these plants, then collect and destroy the affected fruit regularly, then apply the grass mulch on the field floor to create the barrier between the host and soil-borne pathogens. Okay, then apply the fungicide, that is a Renomil, So nowadays, this Redomil is the most effective fungicide followed than the other fungicide, that is mancozeb, chloride, and borax mixtures. Okay, means with the onset of the monsoon rain, you can spray the crop with metalaxyl plus mancozeb, means Redomil, followed by sprays of the either mancozeb or copper oxychloride or borax mixture. So repeatedly these sprays could be needed for completely eradicated disease seen in the tomato crops. Okay, then fourth one, this is that is a fusarium wilt. So already we discussed about the fusarium wilt seen in the cereals crop, vegetable crops and fruit crops. Okay, so same type of the symptom generally seen in the tomato crops. So this is the tomato plants is wilted in row patterns, and this is the vascular bundle cells is totally plugged with brown in colors, and this is the yellow leaf generally seen, means this is the initial infection and this is the last stage of the infections, and these affected plants or wilted plants uproot and seen the vascular bundle cells. So this vascular bundle cells is totally plugged up with brownish to blackish lines. Okay, so this is the photographs of the tomato fields having the maximum patches having the plants is wilted. Okay, then mosaic of tomato means in tomato different type of the virus can attack to this tomato and produce the uh, different symptoms. Okay, so already we discussed about the mosaic symptoms in the uh, fruit crop also. Okay, that is this mosaic pathogen caused due to the tobacco mosaic virus, cucumber mosaic virus, potato or latent virus, and tobacco aquifer mosaic virus. So these four type of the virus can attack to this tomato and produce the mosaic disease. Okay, so you see these photographs, means this is the curling and rolling of the leaves. This is the stunted growth of these affected tomato plants. Then this discoloration of the fruits, general fruits from these virus infected plants. Okay, so this is the variegated or discolored viral symptoms seen on these green fruits as well as the ripe fruits. Okay, so this is the different, so this inside these tomato fruits, these fleshy materials to be infected and totally discolored, and these fruits is unfit for consumption purpose. Okay, so this is the uh, variegated symptoms, that is curling and rolling of this leaf, then leaf margin generally curved, then leaf lamina become distorted. So this is the several type of the symptoms seen. Okay, then primary infection, that is use of the uh, seedlings from these diseased plants, or use of the infected seedlings for planting purpose, or manufactured tobacco product generally used. Then this virus, means suppose this virus symptom generally seen in tomato crop due to the tobacco mosaic virus. So this tobacco mosaic virus transmit through also seeds. Okay, so transmission generally takes place through the contaminated hands of the workers during the transplanting or intercultural operations, then through man, through animal and machinery during the intercultural operation. Then Vensec vector, that is Myzus persici, means aphid. So this aphid insect can transmit the disease from tomato to tomato field, or tomato field to the tobacco field, or other potato field. So this virus having the wide host range other than these tomato crops. Okay, so control measures, that is avoid soil which is likely to contain the infected debris, then take care to eliminate the chances or spread through man, animal and machinery, then use disease-free seeds from these disease-free field. then washing of the hands of the workers with soap after the intercultural operation to be done, then avoid contamination with the tobacco product or some apply the pheromone traps to attract the several insect that is aphid species. So in this way you can control the mosaic disease in the tomato crops. Okay, then the leaf curl of tomato. Already we discussed about the symptoms regarding the leaf curl in tomato. Okay, then damping of this is already seen in the previous lecture, that is lecture number 3, that is a pythium causing diseases. Okay, so you see this damping of symptom generally seen in the nursery bed areas or grown these seeds in the trays. Okay, okay. So in today's lecture we discussed about the some fungal and viral pathogens. Okay, so in lecture number first up to lecture number 28. So in these lectures, we already learned about the diseases seen in the field crops, horticultural crops, vegetable crops. So this horticultural, vegetable and cereals crops uh, seen the symptoms, and this type of the symptom generally produced due to the fungal, bacterial and viral pathogen or some mycoplasma like organisms. So this is the last lecture of your fifth semester of this academic year 2020 to 2021. Okay, so you properly read your manuals, notes thoroughly, and you write the semester end papers very well. That is the practical papers as well as the theory papers. Okay. Now I end the today's lectures. Thank you.